This is shadow work for Chaz. So I am going to coach myself, and I'm going to answer my own question of my own childhood trauma. Was growing up, I was a middle child. And as a middle child, you feel that you are unseen, unheard. And then I was a mouthy child. I got hit all the time for speaking my mind. I was a very outspoken child. In school, I was made fun of. I was too dark. My hair was too short. I had a jerry curl. It was very hard for me to make friends. And so I was isolated at a very young age. I never made friends, not a lot of friends. I felt that, if I sat in the back of the classroom, no one would see me because no one saw me anyway. No one heard me anyway. And even in high school, I did not have very many friends, but I wanted friends. I was very afraid to show people who I was, so I began to put on this mask. And then by the age of 20, I had already had a child at the age of 17 or 16. And then by the age of 20, I met a boyfriend who is now my husband. I had a daughter. He had a son. And we moved out in a Section 8 apartment together. And since then, so I had the husband, the kids, the house, the dog, and the picket white fence. And from my 20s all the way up into my 30s, I just lived a life of a housemaid, and I worked and I cooked and I cleaned. I never gave myself the opportunity to know who I was. I don't think I've ever started my life, living my life of what I wanted to do. I never knew. I never tapped into that girl until about the age of 38, what I call a midlife crisis, a mental breakdown. I went through a severe depression, and I beat depression by the age of 40. And from 40 up until now, I just started to be very comfortable with myself, and it was a hard struggle. I dove very deeply into the Bible, and I started to try to relate to that in my own life. But I still wasn't healed. I beat depression, but I still was in the wilderness. I still held that mask, and I needed to get out. And so I started to implement different practices to help me heal. And moving forward in 2024, I will be confident. I will be myself. I will be confident because I know who I am, and I know who I belong to. I belong to God. I'm God's child, and He loves His daughter. And so I'm not going to no longer wear a mask. I'm going to show myself. And with growing up, not having friends as a child, not having many friends in high school, I just accepted whatever I had. And I just lived that life behind the scenes. That girl that sat in the back of the classroom hoping that no one would see her or hear her lived like that for many years. And I thought that that was just a part of me. I thought that it was just meant for me to not shine the light. Everyone else could be up front. As long as I held back, I was okay. But it wasn't until I had that mental breakdown, baby, where I had to say enough is enough. And I had to start showing up for myself. And until you be honest with yourself, where did all this pain come from? Because it just didn't happen today. This pain was spooling from when I wasn't nurtured as a child. When I didn't feel loved, seen, heard. I grew up with that same mentality of not being seen, loved, or heard. The wait is over. The wait is over. Now it's your turn to tap into your shadow. Join Coach Chaz every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Zone, where we are in shadow work. We are doing the practices every Thursday so that you can live outside of who you thought that you were. Do you want to challenge yourself? Are you serious about being sick and tired of being sick and tired of living a mass life? Do you truly want to be happy? If that is you, click the link in my bio or visit my website, chatsnicole.com. Click on shop courses, shadow work, and I'll see you in class every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Zone. Let's go eat, baby. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shadow work.